So it is distribution network that I am taking. Apart from the third module, distribution network. Okay. So under that there are some components, very important components, which are related to the customer service, and some of them you can see on the screen, like response time, product variety, product availability, customer experience, time to market, order visibility, and returnability. So these were some of the things which we were discussed or were have already completed in our previous class. Okay. So based on this, so these are some of the points. Okay. So what is the response time? It is the amount of time to, sorry, the amount of time it takes for the customer to receive an order. Okay. So that is the response time. So if you place an order today, so it could be on any side, or if it is on the personal side of a particular retailer or a distributor. So the time from when the particular person is receiving the order to the time the product reaches you as a customer is the response time. So that is taken as response time, the total time. So as and when he sees your order and from then he prepares your order, he has to pack it, then transportation happens. So if it is very nearby, if it is a local one, it could be transported to you in a day or so. Okay. Otherwise, if it is from somewhere else, like you are in Belgium and you are getting it from Delhi or from Chennai or somewhere like that. So even it may so happen that they may send it to different hubs. Okay, they are calling as hub. Okay, there are many places where they might have set up a hub. So from various places, a particular order comes to that particular hub, and from there, whether it has to be sent to the next hub or the place of order, basically. Okay, so even in a place of order like Belgium, Belgium may not be a hub. Okay, but the person has ordered from Belgium. Okay, so the package comes to the hub nearby, then it comes to Belgium office. From Belgium office, it is being sent to like delivery. So you might have seen. So if you track your order, it says out for delivery. That means the person has picked up from the center at Belgium and is moving towards your home. Okay, so towards your home in the sense, you may not be the only customer, but in your area there will be other customers. He is moving towards your area. So one by one he will be delivering, and when your turn comes, he comes to your home. He'll call you first. Okay, stating that are you available? So where is your house? If he is not getting your home, then he'll come to your house. Then he'll deliver. Okay, then product variety. So is the number of different products or configurations that are offered by the distribution network. So the type of design of the particular network even has an effect on the product variety. Okay, if it is directly coming from the manufacturer, or if any person in between, okay, a distributor or a retailer who is selling it. So he may not have all of the varieties of the product. Okay, but the manufacturer will be having, because he is the person who is manufacturing that particular product. So based on all these things, so we are coming up with two questions. Even we saw these two questions, which are those: will product be delivered to the consumer location or the customer location? You can see the first one here. Will product be delivered to the customer location or picked up from a pre-ordinated site? That means pre-designated site. Okay, or will product flow through an intermediary or intermediary location? So these are the two basic questions based on which a particular distribution network and the things that are related with it, okay, basically work. Okay, so what we do here, based on these two questions, we are having six different types. So you can see here, based on the firm's industry and the answers to the above two questions, one of the below distribution network designs will be used to move products from factory to customer. So one of these six, okay, there are total six, or at time these are the major six. So depending upon the product or the manufacturer and the distance and all, the particular manufacturer or the distributor can make some changes. Okay, can have some tweaks in all these six, but majorly the major part of it will be one of these six. Okay, we will be seeing all these six in detail. Okay, in the today's class. Then, if we are having any doubts, we will try to solve them. Okay, so first one, manufacturer storage with direct shipping. So manufacturer storage with direct shipping, what is this? So as the name says, so manufacturer is storing the product and he is shipping directly to you as and when he gets the order. Okay, we'll see it in detail. So product is shipped directly from the manufacturer to the end customer, bypassing the retailer, okay, who takes the order and initiates the delivery request. So this is important. So in the bracket you can see that the person or the retailer, he is who is taking the order and initiates the delivery request to the manufacturer. So here the retailer or the person in between or the distributor, he is only taking the orders. He is working as a order taker, okay, and not the dispatcher. So what he is doing, he is just taking the order and he is initiating the delivery. In the sense, he is giving the information to the manufacturer stating that I am having an order of this particular product of yours and it has to be sent to this particular address. So all this particular information will be given. Like for example, there are multiple colors or multiple options in that particular product. So each and everything is being transmitted from the customer to the retailer. From the retailer, it goes to the manufacturer, and manufacturer is the person who is shipping it to the end consumer. Okay, so this option is also referred to as drop shopping. Okay, so remember this. So in future we might be using the word drop shopping. So what is drop shopping? So it is directly the manufacturer who is sending the product to the end user or the end consumer. Okay, this option is also referred as drop shipping, with product delivery directly from the manufacturer to the customer. So information flows from the customer via the retailer to the manufacturer, and the product is shipped directly from the manufacturer to customers. So the middleman, what we call, or the retailer in a supply chain, he only takes the order, sends it to the manufacturer. The manufacturer checks in his warehouse, okay, whether it is where he is in availability of that particular product or he has to manufacture. Okay, based on that, again lead time. I talked to you about lead time. So if the product is already available, only the time taken will be shipping from the manufacturer's side to the customer's side. Okay, otherwise he has to manufacture it, and the lead time of manufacturing also adds in the total time. That is manufacturing time plus the transportation time required to transport. So all this is in turn taken as lead time. Okay, so you can better understand from this particular figure. So here what is happening, we are having three rows, that is customers at the bottom, then retailer in between, then manufacturer. So if you just look at the bottom, the hard line or the continuous line is product flow, and the dotted line is information flow. Okay, the dotted line is the information flow. So you can see information is flowing from the customers here, dotted line, going towards the retailer. From all the three customers, they have taken three customers and six manufacturers. Okay, three customers and six manufacturers, and there is one retailer. So what this particular retailer is doing, he is gathering the information or order from all the three customers and he is sending it to the respective manufacturers. So there are six manufacturers, but the orders are only for two manufacturers, the first and the last one. So he is sending the information, again a dotted line, information to first and the last manufacturer. So what these people are doing, so these people are directly sending. So you can see a continuous line here. Information flow is dotted line and product flow. So information is being given by the retailer to the manufacturer now that certain number of quantity of this particular product of yours is being ordered by these particular customers. So in this case, if you see, they all the three have ordered products from these two manufacturers. So he is sending the information related to these three customers to the manufacturers. Then from these manufacturers, see the continuous line. So directly from these manufacturers, he is sending the products to all the three customers. So similarly, for this manufacturer, again he is sending the products directly from his plant to the customer's house or the place of customer. It could be his house, his factory, or his place of work, whatever. So this is how it works. So three layers: customers, retailer, manufacturer. Order is taken by the retailer and given by the customers. In turn, the retailer sends that information to the manufacturer. From the manufacturer, it is directly sent or shipped to the customer's place. So this is the first kind of distribution system. What is the name? It is manufacturer storage with direct shipping. So the manufacturer is storing the goods. The intermediary is not buying and keeping those goods with him or storing those goods with him. So he is only helping facilitate. He is getting the order and it is being in turn sent to the manufacturer. Okay. So some performance characteristics are there of manufacturer storage with direct shipping network. What are those? So inventory. So what happens with inventory and performance? Lower costs because of aggregation. In the sense, everything is available at one place, as the manufacturer only is keeping all the products with them. Okay. So lower costs because of aggregation. Benefits of aggregation are highest for low demand. Okay, benefits are higher because you are not moving the products here and there. Okay, even if it is a slow moving product. Okay, you are storing it at one place. As and when you are getting the order, you are taking it from that particular place and directly shipping it to the end customer. Okay, benefits are very large if product customization can be postponed at the manufacturer. So what they are telling, benefits are very large if product customization can be postponed. In the sense, so if there is a customization possible, okay, like so in the coming different things, I have given the example of Dell. Okay, so Dell, I had explained in the previous class also that they take direct order from the customers. Okay, so you can directly contact Dell and you can tell your what do you call the kind of PC you want, okay, or you can even tell the parts also, okay. So if required, so what kind of hard disk you want, so whether it is a what do you call HDD, that is hard disk drive, so solid state drive you want, or your normal kind of hard disk you want, okay, or what kind of RAM you are in requirement of, what size of the screen you are looking at, okay, to buy. So all these customizable things can be directly informed to them, or he will give you some choices. Okay, he's having 15 inches, he's having 17 inches, he might have 13.5 inches, or he might have 10 inches of screen. Okay, and even the RAM. So if you see RAM, so you can start with 2 GB, 4 GB, 8 GB, 16 GB, or 32 GB even. So as per your requirement, you can order or customize your PC, right? So even the uh, processor. So if you see, there is i3, i5, i7, and different generations are there. So based on your computing power, you can just order what you want. So what Dell does, so what I am telling you here is benefits of very large. Benefits are very large if product customization can be postponed. So if it is the time of delivery from the distributor, he has to have the set of all the different configurations. Okay, if you directly call a distributor and say that I need this kind of configuration, so he may say that okay, I am not having at present. So this is a unique one that you are asking me, because fast moving only he will be keeping, right? So the thing that moves slowly, why will he keep? So as and when the order comes, he'll be putting the order to the company. He'll get the product and he'll send it to you. But if you are directly sending the order to the company, so all the products are available with them, so they know. Okay, so if you directly say 32 GB you want of the RAM, so they can put two 16 GB RAMs and they can send. Okay, no need of having 32 GB RAM with them. Okay, so they can use two slots. You already know 2 to 4 slots are available. So depending upon the type of hardware you are looking at, okay, so minimum of 2 slots at least are available for RAM. So he can use 16 and 16 for 32 GB. Okay, if you are asking for 16 and the person is not having 16 with him, he can add two 8 GBs. Or if you are asking for 8 GB, two 4 GBs can be added. Okay, so this is the way a particular customization works. Okay, so as the company is only having the orders, okay, so they can keep each and every product disassembled. As and when they are getting the order, they can assemble. Okay, the assembly is very fast because the products are already ready. They just need to assemble them. The sorry, not the product, the parts. The parts are ready, just need to assemble, then send it to the customers. So here what happens, so if a particular product is already ready, okay, a particular configuration of a system is already ready, and there are no orders for it, it will just fall over there. Okay, people will not buy it. Okay, or it may take a longer time in the warehouse to be shipped as the order is not available. But if you are having all those things in part spaces, so you can just assemble what part you want. Okay, that's why they are telling the benefits are very large. Okay, so a particular PC I told, which is having low demand, so you can have the products, the same products, components would be there. Major components would be the same. Okay, like the hardware, the keyboard, the mouse pad, the screen. Okay, so all these things will be the same, but only thing would be, so whether certain components inside, like the processor, you might ask for i3 or i5 or i7 of whatever generation. Okay, so only that could be changed, and most of the, even the RAM would be remaining the same. Like I think now DDR3 is there. Okay, so DDR3 is the one which he will be manufacturing and keeping with him. So as and when the order comes, he'll just assemble and send it forward. Then coming to transportation, higher transportation costs because of increased distance and disaggregated shipping. So disaggregated shipping in the sense, so I'll come one by one. Here, high transportation costs. Why? Because we are not sending in bulk. So as a customer, you are not ordering 10 PCs or 50 PCs or 100 PCs or 100 laptops at once. Excuse me. 100 laptops at once. You are ordering one or two. Like your friend is also ordering with you. You might order one or two, not more than that. Okay, as a manufacturer, he'll produce in bulk. Okay, but shipping happens only customer to customer as per his order. Okay, so too much of parting has to be done. Okay, like for a distributor, if he orders 100, every delivery can go in a lot of 100. Okay, but here the end customer is only ordering, so the order quantity will be very less. It will be one, two, okay, or maximum three, and not more than that. And it could be anywhere. So if you say all over India, I will be distributing from one place. So I might be sitting in Bangalore, or just take example, I'm sitting in Belgaum only. So if somebody from Delhi orders or somebody from Kanyakumari orders, so I have to send to both. Okay, or even a person from Belgaum only can order. So the person in Belgaum, I can send him at a faster rate, and the transportation cost is very less. Okay, but if I am here in Belgaum and I have to dispatch it to Delhi, so it takes a lot of time for me. Plus, the cost also increases as I am having only one unit, then that too in Belgaum. Okay, that is what they are telling. Transportation cost is higher because of increased distance. So I told you here in Belgaum and in Delhi. So the distance is too high. So the transportation costs are also increasing, and disaggregate shipping in the sense we are not gathering all the people or all the orders from that particular place and sending in once or at once. So as a person is ordering, I have to pack it to and send it. Otherwise, what happens if I start aggregating it? The lead time will increase. So if I say at least I need to have 10 orders at that particular place, then only I'll send. Okay, this is also there is a possibility, but we never know if 10 people are ordering at a time from Kanyakumari, okay, or I need to wait for that particular time. It could take 2 days, 3 days, 1 week, okay, 15 days, or even a month. So people may require it very fast. Okay, the transportation or the person who is asking for a PC might be in urgency of it. So he may not be waiting for a month or so. He will cancel the order and he will take off some other company, right? So it depends on the kind of product, where you are based, and what kind of delivery system you are applying here. Okay, then facilities and handling, lower facility costs because of aggregation. So you are producing there only, and you are aggregating all the products there only. Aggregation in the sense you are collecting all the products at one place. The products are kept at one place only, so your facility cost or the handling cost of that particular product goes very less. Okay, so some saving on handling cost if manufacturer can manage small shipments or ship from production line itself. Okay, so we are saving on time over there. So as and when the product is ready, we are shipping it. There is no person in between. So it will not go to a manufacturer. Sorry, from manufacturer it will not go to a retailer or a dealer in between. From him it goes to the retailer. From retailer, it has to go to the end user. So instead of this, it takes a lot of time for this particular chain to complete. But if a manufacturer directly sends it from his facility to the ordered point, so it goes at a very faster rate. Okay. Then last is information. So significant investment in information infrastructure to integrate manufacturer and retailer. In the sense, we need to have a system of information where as and when the particular retailer is getting the order, it has to be sent to the manufacturer. Or if he is making a delay, okay, then the lead time increases. Okay, so that is what they are telling. Significant investment in the information infrastructure to integrate the manufacturer and the retailer has to be done. So as and when the retailer is getting the information, it has to be sent to the manufacturer. As and when the manufacturer is dispatching, that information should go to the uh, end user or the customer, stating that it has been already shipped, where it is being reaching. So when it will be reaching you. Okay, so these all things are very much important. So the information system, okay, or the information infrastructure has to be good in this particular case. Okay, next coming to cost factor and just a second. Yeah. So coming to service factor and the performance. So earlier you would have seen the cost factor and performance. Here we are having service factor and performance. So service is related to the uh, kind of expectation from the customer, the way he is expecting the service. Okay. So first is response time. Long response time of 1 to 2 weeks because of increased distance of and two stages of ordering process. Okay, response time may vary by product, thus complicating receiving. In the sense, we are having two stages here. First, the customer is ordering to the person in between, that is the retailer or the distributor in between. Then that person is sending the order to the manufacturer. Okay, this is a two-stage process. So there may be some delay in having like information flow from the customer to the manufacturer, and based on the type of product, the variation in the lead time happens because of the distance again. So in Belgaum, if the product person is there who has ordered, so I can send that particular product in half an hour or 1 hour. So if I am sending it to Delhi, so minimum if I am sending it by train also, it takes around 36 to 40 hours to reach Delhi. So from there, it has to be taken to the hub, then segregated according to the areas which it has to go. Then the person, delivery person has to come and pick it, then has to deliver it to the end user. So it will take some time. So here it was half an hour to 1 hour, and now suddenly it has become 40 to 50 hours. Okay. So in transit, I'm telling you can take it in hours because there will be no break. So if you're putting it in a train, okay, the train will not take much of stops. So only in some designated station it will stop, and there will be no stoppage till the end of the journey. So if I put it in a train to Delhi, so it may take around 36 to 40 hours to reach there. From there, the person has to collect and it has to go to that particular hub. Then from the hub, it will reach the customer. So response time may take 1 to 2 weeks based on the distance. Then product variety, easy to provide a very high level of variety. As I told, like directly the information is going to the manufacturer. You can customize in whatever way is possible. Okay, so as I told you the example of Dell PCs, so you can ask him, okay, this kind of screen I want, this kind of particular processor I want, this kind of hard disk I want. Okay, so based on that, he will already be having everything because he is the manufacturer. So everything will assemble. You can have a wide variety, but in a distributor's place, he says, if you are having any urgency and having only these many pieces, you can choose from this particular numbers only. But to a manufacturer, each and every kind of a product will be ready with him. Okay, if not, he will take some additional time for lead. Okay, and he will manufacture it and he will deliver it to you. Then product availability, easy to provide a high level of product availability because of aggregation at manufacturer. In the sense, if you are ordering in bulk, okay, so if you are like wanting to donate some pieces to some organization, or you yourself are an organization, okay, and you are not only one customer, okay, for the company you are the customer, but you may be a second company, okay, so who are trying to get laptops for the employees, okay. If it is a fairly big company, you can order around 100 or 150 pieces at a time, okay. So but the distributor or the retailer may tell you I am having only two pieces or three pieces, but as the order directly goes to the manufacturer, he might be able to assemble 150 or 200 pieces in 2 to 3 days, and he can send it to the customer. So that possibility is there. Okay, so high level of product availability also can be achieved here. Then customer experience. Good in terms of home delivery, but can suffer if order from several manufacturers is sent as partial shipments. Okay, in the sense you only are sending to the same manufacturer different kinds of products from different retailers. Okay, there might be 10 people who are selling the similar product in your area. Then you are putting different products, okay, a part of this big product, okay, to different retailers. But in turn, everything goes to the same manufacturer. But he has to split it, okay, because the order has come from different places. Even though the point of delivery is the same, but the order is given by different retailers to him. So he has to pack them separately and send it to you, okay. That is the only thing here, okay. So if you are giving all the products that are being required or the parts that you require to a one retailer, so you are getting everything in bulk, okay. Otherwise, so there also there will be something called as queue. So if you are sending the order first, then you are getting the order sent to you first if it is available. Otherwise, it goes to manufacturing. Okay. So similarly, as and when the person is putting the order, it goes into queue. So instead of coming all the packages at once, even though it is coming from the same manufacturer, the shipment may delay from 1 to 2 days or 3 days. Okay. So based on whenever the person or the manufacturer is shipping his products to you. Okay. Next is time to market. It is very fast with the product available as soon as the first unit is produced. So as and when the manufacturer is producing the first unit, so he is ready to ship it if the order is ready. Okay, in the sense if the order comes to him. So it is very fast. Time to the market is very fast. Then order visibility. So more difficult but also more important from a customer service perspective. In the sense, the manufacturer has to sit tracking the retailers. So as and when they are getting, it has to be shipped. So that is the only order visibility problem. Okay. So because retailer should also show that it is being ordered and it is being prepared. So you will not say it is being ordered. It is a, the order is being prepared. Okay. So as and when it is being shipped, that information is put in the retailer's website, stating that okay, this particular shipment is coming to this particular provider. Okay, so we'll see into this providers in the coming slides. Okay, then comes the returnability. It is expensive and difficult to implement. Okay, because it is directly to the manufacturer. So he is handling huge number of orders at a time. So if you ask for replacement or return, it will be very expensive for the manufacturer, as he has already sent it to you. You have to send it back to him, and the charges are also on the manufacturer only. Okay, so and it is difficult to implement in the sense a good system is required over there. Okay, so sending is one kind of requirement, but receiving the returns. Okay, if somebody is returning the products, so he has to take it, then he has to check what is the problem. Okay, then whether he has returned it or is asking for a change. Okay, he's asking for a replacement. So again, he has to collect the old product and he has to send the new product. Okay, then second one, manufacturer storage with direct shipping and in transit merge. Okay. So what is this? So manufacturer storage. So again, the name states manufacturer has a storage with direct shipping and in transit merge. In the sense, in transit merge, if I tell you, he is only having the system of sending it to him. So there is no third party involved. Like for example, if you are ordering from Flipkart, there is a service provider in between, okay, called as e-cart. So you might have seen a person who is coming to deliver, he might be having a bag where it is written e-cart on the particular bag. Okay, so e-cart is is a setup where these people are different from Flipkart, who are helping Flipkart in delivering the products, and in turn they charge Flipkart for that. Okay, so but here in this case, what is it is happening? So manufacturer is having the storage with direct shipping. He is shipping directly, and also in transit merge is happening. So he is already having the process or the units for sending it to the end customer. So you can see here, unlike pure drop shipping. So I told you the previous method is called as drop shipping. So unlike pure drop shipping, under which each product in the order is sent directly from its manufacturer to the end user. Okay, in transit merge combines pieces of the order coming from different locations. Okay, so that the customer gets a single delivery. So, like, okay, the example is also given to you. I explain when the example comes. Okay, in transit, merge has been used by different sellers, such as Dell. Again, the example here is Dell, and can be used by companies implementing drop shipping. Okay, so I got confused. The thing that I explained earlier is of a different thing. So, in the transit merge, in the sense, if many orders are being ordered, okay, many products are being ordered from the same customer, so all the orders are merged in one place in a certain particular hub, and it is sent to the end customer in single package. Okay, so you can see the example, then you will understand it better. When a customer orders a PC from Dell, okay, along with a Sony monitor, okay, the specification is given there. So the customer is ordering a PC from Dell, but the monitor that he requires is of a Sony company. Okay, the package carrier picks up the PC. Okay, the package carrier picks up the PC from the Dell factory and the monitor from the Sony factory. Okay, then it is merged. The both of them are merged together. Okay, at the hub. Then it is being made a single package. Then it is delivered to the customer. Okay, what it is telling you here is, if a different products are ordered from different places, all are picked up and brought to one hub, then it is made a single package, then it is being delivered to the customer. So this is what is in transit merge. So in transit is at the time of transportation, we are merging. Okay, we are merging different orders from the same customer and sending the package in one. So I hope you understood this with the example. Okay, PC from one place, monitor from different place. Products have been picked from their manufacturing facility or wherever they say it is available. From there, it is brought to one hub and it is packed as one and is being delivered to the customer as one. Okay, one shipment or one package. So here you can see again. So we are having three layers again. Here is the customer at the bottom, then in between retailer and in transit merged by carrier. Then we are having factories. So again, you can see here product flow is straight line, okay, and the information flow is dotted line. So how the information flow is taking place? Here three customers are there. They are placing the order. See this dotted line to the retailer. Okay. So the retailer in turn sends the orders to all the manufacturers. So related people will send. So all the factories, they are in ready or they'll prepare for the product what is being ordered. Then it is shipped directly from the manufacturer to a hub. So this is in transit merged by carrier. So carrier brings it to one place. Okay. Then he makes it into one. So all these, how many are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 factories are there. 6 different products are being ordered by these 3 people. Okay. So it is brought to the in transit merge center here by the carrier. Then from this place as one, it is being sent to each customer. Okay. So this is rarely used, but it can be used. Okay. Because you can order multiple things from Flipkart. So if you order at the same time also, but you might get it at a different interval because the seller are different. Okay, it might be possible in some cases, and in some cases it is not possible. If the person or the customer is at one place and is ordering from one place only, in the sense one area only. So if I am in Belgaum, I order some things from Tamil Nadu and some things from Gujarat. Okay, so it is not possible to get it at one place. In a sense, it might be done at the hub at Belgaum, then it would be sent. But the time taken for the product to come from Tamil Nadu and the time taken for the product to come from Rajasthan could be different. So as and when the product comes, it is being delivered. So they will not wait for the other product to arrive. Okay, so it may so happen that the information system may not tell the person that okay, there is one more package by the same customer. Okay, so they see okay the address and the package. Okay, and it is being directly delivered to the person. Okay, so here what happens is you already know the information flow from the customers goes to the retailer, from retailer to the manufacturer, from all the manufacturers based on what all is being ordered, it is being taken by the carrier to one transit place, in transit place, then he mixes or he merges all the orders, then a single order is being sent to or the single package of containing all the orders or all the products that the consumer has ordered and is being sent to the respective customer. So this is what is the flow of the second one. Then comes performance characteristics of in-transit merge. So cost factor and performance again. Inventory similar to drop shipping. Here you can see most of the things are similar to drop shipping. Only change that we are doing is we are sending package to the customer as one. That's all. So rest all will remain. Most of it will be remaining the same. So transportation somewhat lower transportation cost than drop shipping. Why? Because we are getting at one place. Okay, and if you are sending directly from all the six, so see here, I'll go back. So from all the six directly to each customer, it will take a lot of time also and lot of money. But here it is somewhere in between. So all will come in between. So cost of taking all the six is different at a different time. But the cost will remain the same because all of the products will come in one single package. So now from here it is sent to the customer. So some amount is saved. Okay, so that is what is somewhat lower transportation costs than drop shipping. Then facilities and handling. Handling costs higher than drop shipping at carrier. Receiving costs lower at customer. Okay, why? Because the in-transit carrier has to wait or he has to gather all the products from different places, then he has to send. So for that additional work, he will not do it for free. So he will charge. Okay, so that is where we are handling higher charges here because of handling higher costs are there in this particular type, that is in transit merge. Okay, then comes information. Investment is somewhat higher than drop shipping because the information has to be given to the carrier here, stating that there are multiple orders from the same customer. So he has to check it, he has to go get it, then merge it, then send. Okay, so good information system has to be developed so that the in-transit person or the person who is a carrier will have all the information from where it has to be picked, at what time it will be ready, and everything has to be given to this particular carrier in a sophisticated way. Otherwise, it may not be in one package or it could be in multiple packages. Okay, as the carrier was not having much of information related to the customer and their orders. Okay, then comes service factor and performance. So service factors are the same here. So response time similar to drop shipping or maybe marginally higher because some product if it is getting late, the entire shipment will wait. Okay, has to delay. Then when the all the products are coming, it has to be packed in one package, then sent to the customer. Then product variety similar to drop shipping as directly it is sent to the manufacturer and he is sending it. Okay, similar to drop shipping. And product availability similar to drop shipping. As I told, most of it will be similar to drop shipping. So customer experience better than drop shipping because single delivery has been received. In the sense, multiple products if they are related. Okay, like for example, monitor and PC. Okay, if PC is there, then only monitor it will give the output to the the PC will give the output to the monitor, then only you can see. Otherwise, it is not possible. If only the monitor is there and no PC, so what should it show? So both are very much necessary. So if they are coming in one package, the customer has a better experience. So he need not wait. Like today, the processor has come or the CPU has come, and tomorrow or day after tomorrow the monitor is coming. So he has to keep this particular package just like that for 2 days. Okay, so if no alternate monitor or TV or something where he get to use it. Okay, if the other way around happens, like the monitor comes first, he cannot do anything. He has to just keep it, right? Because there is nothing to give it information that it has to show. Okay, then time to market, similar to drop shipping, order visibility, similar to drop shipping, returnability, again similar to drop shipping. Here only thing is customer experience is enhanced. Okay, and response time may be marginally higher. That's all. So rest all remains the same for the customer. Next, the third one, distributor storage with carrier delivery. So what is this carrier delivery? So here if you see, distributor is storing now and not the manufacturer. So we have come to the distributor storage with carrier delivery. So there is some person in the middle who is carrying the product from the distributor to the customer. Okay, so those people are called as carriers. So I gave you the example of e-card. So that's a carrier service. So under this option, inventory is not held by the manufacturers at the factories, but is held by the distributors or retailers in intermediate warehouses. So the distributors or retailers may have different warehouses in between. Okay, intermediate warehouses, and package carriers are used to transport products from the intermediate location to the final customer. Okay, the intermediate transit is also used, that is the carrier delivery is used. Okay, and here instead of the manufacturer having all the products, here the dealer has or the distributor has the products with him. Then with the help of the carrier delivery, it is being transported or shipped to the end user. Okay, so here Amazon has used this approach combined with drop shipping from a manufacturer. Okay, drop shipping happens, okay, to the facility of the Amazon at times, or Amazon will ask the manufacturer to send it directly to you. Okay, and even Amazon has its own godown where it is having some of the products with it. Okay, the fast moving products. So what it does, something it sends to the manufacturer stating it, send it directly to the customer, and some things it calls it to its facility, packs it accordingly, and sends it to the customer. So here Amazon has used the approach combined with a drop shipping, both it is doing from the manufacturer or distributor. Relative to manufacturer storage, distributor storage requires a high level of inventory. Why? Because there are many products, like take Amazon, it says everything is available from A to Z. You could have seen the logo of Amazon. So A to Z, there is a mark. It states that any product from A to Z is available at Amazon. So he cannot keep all the varieties of all the things that is available in the market. It is very, very difficult. But still, he has to keep some things. For that, he needs to have a very large warehouse. Okay, that is what is being given here related to manufacturer storage, because as a manufacturer, he manufactures only a few products. Okay, he says, Amazon says everything is available. So everything cannot be kept. Okay, there are few things that Amazon collects and keeps in its warehouses. Okay, so depending upon the type of product, depending upon the life of the product, okay, so everything comes into play. So distributor storage requires a higher level of inventory. So more inventory is available with the distributor. Or the distributor has to keep a lot of inventory with him. Then transportation costs are somewhat lower for distributor storage compared to manufacturer storage, because an economic mode of transport is available. In the sense, transportation from the manufacturer to the distributor happens in bulk. Okay, a huge truck can take most of the products from the manufacturer to the distributor at one time. Okay, and distributor is somewhere in between, situated from the manufacturer and the customer. So he is in between. So the distance is less now. Okay, for example, so I am the manufacturer and sitting at Belgaum, and I am having a distributor somewhere in Madhya Pradesh. Okay, and the order is from Delhi. So what will happen? The person who takes the order is my distributor sitting at Madhya Pradesh. He'll order some things with me. Okay, so there is something called as minimum order quantity, MOQ we call. So that is being there between the distributor and the manufacturer if the distributor is storing his inventory. So minimum order he has to put to get a certain benefits like more of discounts or more of credit cycle. So credit cycle in the sense, so in general for retailer it so happens that you have to pay on delivery or cash on delivery what we call. You have to pay the cash, you have to take the products for a retailer. But from company to the distributor or retailer, so he will not be paying, like the distributor will not be paying the manufacturer as and when he is getting the product. He will take, so there will be some time, like 7 days, 15 days, okay, 1 month or 30 days. So usually it is done in days only. So it is 15 days, 7 days, 30 days, 45 days, 60 days, 90 days, up to 90 days I have seen. Okay. So that there is a credit cycle given to the distributor. Why? Because he's buying in bulk. So whenever the distributor buys a product in bulk, the company sends it in bulk. So the per cost, okay, the cost per product to be transported goes on very less. Okay, and as a distributor is present somewhere in between, okay, than the manufacturer and the customer, even the transportation cost only applies from the distributor to the customer. So that is a short distance or in between. So he may or the total cost might reduce for the transportation. So that is what is being told over here. So okay, then transportation cost is somewhat low. We are done with this. So moving to the next one. Again, performance characteristics of distributor storage with carrier delivery. So what happens here? Carrier delivery. So here cost factors and performance, again inventory higher than manufacturer storage because the distributor has to have too much of inventory of if he is having a different kind of products with him. Okay, difference is not large for fast moving items. So if the product is a fast moving thing, so as and when the inventory is being inverted at the distributor's end, it will be dispatched to the customer's end. So as it is a fast moving one. So next, transportation lower than manufacturer storage. Reduction is highest for fast moving items. Why? Because manufacturer is sending in bulk to the distributor, then he is making it into small parts and sending it to the customers as and when the order is received by the from the customer. Order is received from the customer. Then facilities and handling somewhat higher than manufacturer storage. The difference can be large for very slow moving items. In the sense, facilities have to be given by the distributor at different places, and the cost of storage also is high. So especially it will go very high if the product is slow moving. Okay, so fast moving, nothing. The order comes and it will be dispatched very fast. But if the product is slow moving one, the person has to take it, he has to store it in his facility. As and when the order comes, he has to pack it and send. So till then, it has to be maintained properly in his storage. He just cannot throw it. Okay, in his storage, he cannot dump it. So certain things, it is being said that don't put lot of pressure or force on it. Okay, don't put anything on top of it because there might be something that is fragile inside. It may break if not maintained properly. So all those things have to be taken care. Then information, simpler infrastructure compared to manufacturer storage because the distributor only gets the order, he only packs it, he only sends. So there is no much of infrastructure related to the manufacturer, and the customer has to be there with the distributor because he is getting the order, he will check his inventory, if it's available he'll send, otherwise he'll put a order to the manufacturer, he sends it, then in turn the distributor sells it to the end user. Okay, then next one, service factor and performances. Then the factors remain the same. Response time faster than manufacturer storage because it is already, the product is already there with the order, if the product is already there with the distributor, so he is already present very near to the customer. So the response time is less. So as and when the distributor gets the order, he packs it from his inventory, then he'll send it to the end user. So only that much amount of time, and the distance will also be less because he is having multiple storage units which are very nearer to the end user. Okay, then product variety lower than manufacturer storage because all the variety in multiple numbers cannot be stored by a distributor. Okay, then product availability higher cost to provide the same level of availability as manufacturer storage. Why? Plus high cost is there. So if the product has to be available at all the time, you need to have or order many products and at many numbers and store it at your place. So if the product availability at is higher is at a higher rate, so then the cost also is at a higher rate. Okay, then customer experience better than manufacturer storage with drop shipping because the time taken to reach the customer is less than drop shipping. Then time to market higher than manufacturer storage. Time to market in the sense if you require it to send to the market, so it may take higher than manufacturer. Okay, because it is already ready. If the distributor is not having, he has to send the order to the manufacturer. Then if there it is not ready, he has to manufacture and send it. So higher than manufacturer storage. Then order visibility easier than manufacturer storage because here only the distributor is there who is sending, so easy to track. Okay, the order visibility is more. Then returnability easier than manufacturer storage because the distributor is handling less number of customers than the manufacturer. He could easily be in place of returnability or in the place of what do you call it? Replacement. So it can be done easily or more easier when compared to manufacturer. Okay, this could be very easier as again the distance is less, the time to go back or return is less, and again a replacement that is coming from the warehouse of the distributor, again it takes less time. Okay, then distributor storage with last mile delivery. Okay, so what is this last mile delivery? Last mile in the sense till the customer, okay, till the customer reaches, okay, or the product reaches the customer, we are delivering it. So there is no any third party involved over here. So last mile delivery refers to the distributor or retailer delivering the product to the customer's home instead of using a package carrier. So I told you there is no third party or no package carrier in between. Okay, the distributor himself sends the product to the customer's home directly and is not using any third party or the package carrier in between. Okay, so last mile delivery requires the distributor's warehouse to be much closer to the customer. Okay, if the warehouse of the distributor is very near to the customer's place, then this is possible. Otherwise, it is very difficult. He has to maintain a separate package carrier division. Okay, with him to cater in this particular way. If not, it is easier with the package delivery person in between to transmit both, like from the manufacturer, not the manufacturer, from the distributor to the customer, and at the case of return, from the customer to the distributor back. Okay. So what is happening here? We are having more warehouses which are very nearer to the customer's place. Okay, then more warehouses are required compared to the case when package delivery is used. Because I only am sending it, so I need to be very near to the customer. So I need to be present at various locations and not at one place. Then warehouse storage with last mile delivery is suitable for relatively fast moving items for which disaggregation does not lead to a significant increase in inventory. Disaggregation in the sense we are not like gathering all the products of a particular customer. As and when we are getting the product, we are sending it to the consumer. Okay, so here warehouse storage with last mile delivery is beneficial for a fast moving product. Like for example, FMCG products. What are FMCG? Fast moving consumer durables. FMCG, fast moving consumer goods. So FMCG products are like your toothpaste, shampoo, soaps. Okay, these are the products which move at a faster rate. Okay, everybody uses them on a daily basis. Okay, most of the products, not like shampoo and all, the people who may take a head bath on a daily basis may use it. But for shampoo, yes, many people are using for toothpaste, for toothbrushes. So this is a fast moving product as it is being used very often. Okay, so if you are dealing with such things, so you can have a direct delivery, okay, or the last mile delivery. And if you are having many warehouses or many distribution units in various places in a set area, okay, then comes the representation. You can see here. So again, product flow, hard line, straight line. Then here we are having dotted lines for information flow. So what happens here? There are multiple consumers or customers who are placing order to the distributor or retailer's warehouse. So why two are shown? Because we need multiple warehouses or distribution centers. Okay, so here two have been shown. Here two sets of customers are being shown, 3 and 3. Okay, so what happens here? The factories or the manufacturers send the products to the distributors here at various places, and based on the order of these particular customers, see here dotted line, okay, it is being sent to the customer, okay, directly from the distributor. So if return is also there, it is directly going to the distributor and not the manufacturer. The same thing is true here. So coming from the distributor, order goes to the distributor, coming back to the distributor. If return is there, it goes back to the distributor again. Okay, this is how it is. So three layers again: customers, distributor or retailer, then factories. So here factories or manufacturers directly send it to the distributor and not to the end user or the customer. The distributor takes the order and sends from its place, okay, without the help of a transit carrier or a third party who is delivering. So they themselves deliver directly to the end user or the customers. Okay, so here customers does not mean the consumers only. The customers may be a retailer also. Okay, a retailer is also consumer for a distributor. Sorry, not consumer, customer for a distributor. So if somebody is buying from me, whether he is using it or further he is selling ahead is not a headache of mine. So who is my customer? The person who buys from me. He is my customer. So my customer at the point of delivery, or sorry, at the point of distributor may be a retailer again, where who is taking multiple products. A distributor may take some, for example, FMCG products. He is taking some 500, 600 soaps at a time. But for a retailer, he might take some 20 or 30. Okay. But for a retailer, okay, he is selling it to the end user or customer. The end customer may buy only one or two soaps. Okay, distributor is buying in hundreds, 500s or 600s. The retailer may buy around 10 or 20, but the end user will be buying one or two. So see the difference. So we are in less of one decimal places each. Okay, so that's how it works. So customer may not be the end user also. So he may or may not be basically the end user. Okay. So that is what this particular diagram shows you. So factories, distributor and customers. Here distribution happens from the factories to the distributor. From distributor, it will be sent to the end customers on receiving their order. Then performance characteristics. So last mile delivery, if you see what are the things, excuse me, cost factors, inventory higher than distributor storage with package carrier delivery. Why? Because the customers are very near, he has to keep more of the products with him, so he will be having higher distribution costs. Okay, again one more thing is he has to be present at multiple places, so again cost increases. Okay, in Belgaum, if he is having 2 to 3 distribution areas, then only he will be able to send it to the customers directly from the warehouse. Otherwise, moving from one place to the other place takes a lot of time. Plus, the deliveries, if they are in line, it will help. If they are at a different places, like if one only one place I'm having in Belgaum, I cannot send it to like from one end to the other end, and there is one more order at the opposite end of wherever I am. it will not help me. So I'll be incurring lot of losses there, because from the distribution center I'm going to the customer's place, which is at very far. Again I have to come back to the distributor's place to pick up next order, and again go to a very far place to the customer. So here I am wasting my time as well as my resources. Okay, so I will not go on cycle. Okay, I'll be going on some two-wheeler or a four-wheeler. Okay, four-wheeler is not a car. It could be a distribution. This one also like a small Tata Ace or so. Okay, so next comes facilities and handling. Facility costs are higher than manufacturer storage or distributor storage, as they have to be present at multiple places. Okay, then storage with package carrier delivery, but lower than a chain of retail stores. So why chain of retail stores? You are thinking of the customer to come and pick. So even those things are there in the coming slides. Okay, so we'll see those things there. The information similar to distribution storage with package delivery only, package carrier delivery. So everything information comes to the distributor. From there, he only is sending. That's all. Okay. So there is no third party. So there is no much of information required. So everything is pasted. The address is pasted on the product. So the third party also looks at it and goes and delivers. Even the distributors can do the same. Okay. No much difference is there in terms of information required. Okay. Then comes service factor and performance. Response time, very quick, same day to next day delivery, because the presence of the distributor very near to the customer. Okay, it could be very quick, same day, or could be next day only. Then product variety, somewhat less than distributor storage with package carrier, because as the person only is sending and might have warehouses very near, so he will not be having a bigger warehouses. He is having smaller warehouses where he is limited with few variety. You cannot have more variety than a person with one storage. Okay, and a delivery service. So that's why they are selling less than distributor storage with package carrier. Then product availability, so more expensive to provide, available than more other options except retail stores. In the sense, he might have more availability. Okay, there is a chance, but at a lower what you call percentages. In the sense, you cannot order like 100 or 200 at a time, because the warehouses are small and he might have only 50 or 60 with him and not hundreds or 200s. Okay, so he has to gather it from multiple warehouses, then has to send it to you. Next comes customer experience, very good, particularly for bulk items. Why? Because as it is very nearly there, very near to the customer, the time taken is very less. So the customer is very delighted. Okay, the experience is very good for the customer. He orders today, it might be arriving today evening or tomorrow morning. Okay. Then comes time to market. Just a second, students, I'll be back. Okay, customer experience, very good. Then time to market. So slightly higher than distributor storage with package carrier deliver, because he has to distribute it to various places. Okay, because you are having distribution centers at various places, so each and everything has to be delivered to each and every distributor uh, sending places. Okay, so which are very near to the customers. So here the time to market takes a lot of time, because from one place it has to be sent to various places. From there, based on the order, it has to be sent to the customer. Then order traceability, less of an issue and easier to implement than manufacturer storage or distributor storage, because it is very nearer and time is also very less. Today if the order is there, tomorrow it is already being, or today evening it's already being delivered. So no need to worry about much. So the person will not be, or the customer will not be sitting and looking at the shipment, where it has reached, where it has reached. Okay, because he already knows he has ordered in the morning, till the afternoon or till the evening, or at max next day morning. Okay, so it will reach him. So he will not take much of tension or much of worries to track the package where it is. Okay, so it is very less of an issue. Okay, then returnability easy to implement again as it is very near. If you call him, he'll come in half an hour, we can go. Okay, but harder and more expensive than retail work, than retail network, because again the return is being gathered at many places. Again, they have to be gathered at one place. Then it has to be sent back to the manufacturer based on your MOUs or your understanding between the manufacturer and the distributor. Whether it has to be sent to them, whether it has to be sent to repair, whether it has to be destroyed. So all these things are bit harder as it is present at multiple places. Okay, that is what is returnability. Then comes manufacturer or distributor storage with customer pickup. See here the difference. So again, manufacturer is having the storage, or a distributor is having the storage where the customer is going to pick up. Okay, where the customer with customer pickup. The customer is asked to come at a particular place to pick up his order. So in this approach, inventory is stored at a manufacturer or distributor warehouse, but customer place their orders online or on the phone and then travel to the designated pickup points to collect their merchandise. Okay, that means it could be anywhere. It could be at the manufacturer place or a distributor's storage place, but the customer can order online or through phone, and a particular place is being told for the particular customer to come over there. Okay, to collect their orders. Okay, so example here, 7dream.com. Okay, it is one of the subsidiaries of 7-Eleven, operated by 7-Eleven Japan, which allows customers to pick up online orders at a designated store. Okay, they'll be having some understanding with some many stores. Okay, in some cities, and whatever they have to send it to the particular city will be sent to that particular retailer or that particular person, and the other customers are asked to go to that particular place and pick up the order. Okay, so many a times this happens even in the local carriers also. So if you see somebody is sending, okay, a particular parcel here, okay, it will be in the warehouse of the particular transporter. Then as an end user, you need to go there and pick up your order from that particular designated place. Okay, that's how this particular thing works. Okay, in other term, not exactly the example, but for example, if I tell you like go to Bangalore tomorrow from Belgaum, what do? You book a train or you book a bus. So what you need to do to go to Bangalore, you have booked a bus or a train. To avail that service, you need to go to a particular place, right? You need to go to a railway station to catch a train to go to Bangalore, or you need to go to a designated place where that particular bus will go. So he also gives some places, right? For example, there is Triveni, there is Channama Circle, there is First Gate if it is going through First Gate also, or coming from First Gate towards the Channama Circle, and from Triveni it goes to Bangalore. So here also they are telling you to go to a particular place at a particular time so that they can pick you and drop you at the place where you have booked your ticket, right? So this is also could be one of the example, but not exactly here. It is not a package, it's you who are going, then you only are being transported and not the package. Okay, but there are similarities where I could give you the example like you have to go to a certain place for you to be picked up and dropped at a required place. Then facility costs are high if pickup sites have to be built. Okay, so if there is some godown or some kind of place where the inventory has to be unloaded, if that is the case, then the costs are a bit high because it has to be done in multiple places in one city. Okay, then a solution using existing sites can lower the additional facility costs. So this happens, right? So you can see like for couriers and all, DTDC or professional couriers, if you search for them, there will be a small store where a tie-up will be there. He also will be putting a drop point for professional courier or DTDC courier. Okay, you have to go there and you have to drop your uh, package, whatever it is, okay, whatever you want to courier, you have to drop it there, then the courier person picks it from that particular drop point and it is being sent. The same thing is true again. If the courier to home is there, well and good, otherwise they'll ask you to come to a particular place nearby, okay, then the product comes over there, the package comes over there, then you need to pick it from that particular place. So the place might be your own, or it could be a place where a particular retailer might be there, it could be completely different. Like for example, a person who is running a flower shop, okay, he might take a pickup and a drop of packages from particular couriers. Okay, so there is an understanding between these two people, stating that, or he may charge something also. Okay, that particular drop-in point, he might charge some things or per package or per month or per week, something like that. A particular amount is charged by those people based on your understanding. Then it is being paid by the courier company to him. Okay, so this is how this works: manufacturer or distributor storage with customer pickup. Then comes this particular chart where you can see. So there are multiple customers, there are multiple pickup sites. Okay, so before that you can see that, okay, the information flow again is a dotted line. So thick line for customer flow and a thin continuous line for product flow. Okay, what is happening over here is the information of whatever the consumer wants is being given to the retailer, and the retailer in turn gives it to the manufacturer or the factories. From the factories it is being sent to cross dock centers where all the products are being coming over there. From that particular point, it is being sent to the pickup sites, various pickup sites which are very near to the customers. From the customer point, so the customer goes to this particular pickup point, he takes his package and go back home or wherever he has come from. Okay, so that is what a new line is being introduced, that is thick line here. So the customer is moving from his place to the pickup points. So it is being denoted by a thick black line. Okay, thick black continuous line. So again, the continuous line, thin continuous line is for product flow, and dotted line is the information flow. So here, four things are there: customers, pickup sites, cross docks or the retailer, and the factories. So here, the customer gives the order or the information of a particular thing that the customer is required is sent to the retailer by the customer. In turn, if he is having, he'll send it directly, or the information is given to the factories or the manufacturers. They will send it to the dock points somewhere in between. Then from the dock point, it is sent to the pickup sites, and the customer goes to the pickup site and picks up his product on the package, then goes back home. Okay, that's how this particular thing works. Then performance characteristics. What are the performance characteristics here? If you see performance characteristics, inventory can match any other option depending on the location of inventory. Okay, so from where it is there, so you can match any other option. So whether it is directly from the manufacturer to the customer, so all other things could be matched over there. Then transportation, lower than the use of package carriers, especially if using an existing delivery network. In the sense, some of the work is done by the customer also, like he is coming to a certain place. So we are saving that much amount from the pickup point to the customer's place. We are not sending. The customer is coming to the pickup point and he is taking the package. So that part of transportation cost is being lowered or lessened, okay, in the total transportation. And facilities and handling, so this will cost you more because you need to have many drop points, okay, at one single city, so that if it is very far, people may not travel till there and get it. Okay, so you need to have multiple facilities, drop points where people can go there where it is very near and pick their packages. Then information, significant investment in infrastructure required. In the sense, infrastructure in the sense you need to have understanding between many people, or you need to have some agreement between many places, or you need to have a lot of amount put over there where you are creating your own pickup points. Okay, so more of amount is required plus more of information is also required at various places. So, like example, the distributor should tell the customer that we need to go there at that particular drop point, and the drop point should be informed that particular person is coming. Then the drop point should track where the package is, okay, from the distributor or the manufacturer. Then he has to store it as and when the customer comes to that particular place, the person at the drop point has to give the correct package. Again, there should not be a wrong delivery of the packages. Okay, so for this information required will be of a bit higher level. So infrastructure, some investment has to be done in the infrastructure required. Okay. Then next is service factor. So what is service factor and the performance here? So response time, again similar to package carrier delivery with manufacturer or distributor. So here there is one more thing that comes into play, that if a particular person is available to pick up the packages or not, or the customer is available to pick up the package or not. Okay, some person might be working somewhere and he may not be available on that particular day. He'll say, I'll pick up tomorrow. So the response time may vary at various places. Okay, if the end user or the customer is free, he can just go and get it. If he is not free, he'll tell, okay, I'll come in the afternoon or I'll come tomorrow morning and pick up the product. Then product variety, similar to manufacturer or distributor storage options. Product availability, similar to the same thing. Customer experience, lower than other options, because you are making the customer go or work for a certain period to go to the pickup point and pick their order or pick their package. So it is bit lower. We are not getting, the customer is not getting it to the place of his home. Okay, so that is where a bit lower experiences being experienced by the customer. So lack of home delivery, that is what I told. In areas with high density of population, loss of conveyance may be small. Loss of conveyance, because too many people will be there to take their packages. The person has to go there, wait for his turn, then take the delivery. So again, that lowers the experience. Then comes time to market, similar. Then order visibility, difficult but essential. This is I told what all to be required here. I just explained to you how the information flow should happen. So order visibility is bit difficult, but it is essential. Then returnability somewhat easier, given that pickup location can handle returns also. So as and when it is very near to the customers, we are picking it up. If returns are there, the customer may be told that to drop it off again at the same place where it was picked up. Okay, so returnability could be bit easier than other things. And from the drop point, the return things are being picked up by the distributor. As and when he is sending some vehicle to give the packages over there, he can take back the returned products from the customers. Okay, then comes retail storage with customer pickup. Okay, here retailer only is storing with customer pickup. So this is the last kind and the most common type of thing here. Okay, so it is like you going to a store and ordering something and taking it home. Okay, so go to a store, you ask him whether that particular product is available with him, you pay him, you take and go back. So it is that simple. Okay, in this option, often viewed as the most traditional type of supply chain, inventory is stored locally at retail stores. There is no distributor here. In the sense, distributor is not there in the picture. So, but the retailer takes it from the distributor or the person who is aggregating it. Okay, and not directly from the manufacturer. It may so happen if the manufacturer is very near. Okay, otherwise there is a distributor who is distributing the products to the retailers. So in this option, often viewed as the most traditional type of supply chain. So that's why I told traditional way. You go to a shop, you ask if it is available. If it is available, you will pay and you get it. That's all. Okay, and as the customer is picking up, you go to the shop. Okay, and why I'm telling shop is it is retail storage. So retails are usually shops only. Okay, in this option, often viewed as the most traditional type of supply chain, inventory is stored locally at retail stores. Customers walk into the retail store or place an order online or by phone and pick it up at the retail store. Okay, many times in groceries and all, if you are buying from the same retailer, what you do at your home, you can check with your parents. They give a call or they order many things on call. Okay, and the retailer packs them everything and keep the products ready. And even your parents ask him, okay, when should I come? So based on his worker status and his busyness, he'll tell, okay, after 1 hour or after half an hour, you can come in the evening. Everything will be ready. You just have to go there. Even it may so happen that after the package is being packed properly, he might give you a call. Okay, the package is ready and the amount is so much. So as and when you go to pick up the uh, package, you are paying him the money and you are getting your product. So this is what happens. Okay. So here local storage increases inventory cost because of the lack of aggregation. In the sense he has to keep most of the products, but as a local retail store, he may not keep much of the products. Okay, so you might not get many varieties over there. So you might have one or two if he keeps, or only one. Then transportation cost is much lower than with other solutions because inexpensive mode of transport can be used to replenish product at the retail store. In the sense, the distributor might be having multiple products. As the retailer is placing order, he will place it higher. So I give an example. As a FMCG product, as a customer, he might buy one or two soaps or maximum three in quantity of a particular soap. But a retail shop will pick up some 20, 30 or 50. But a distributor picks around 200, 300 or 600 at a time. And a manufacturer, he cannot produce only 500, 600. So he will be sending to multiple distributors. So he might be producing in thousands and lakhs in a particular time. It could be a day or it could be a week or it could be a month. He could be producing in lakhs. Okay. So that is what happens here. Transportation cost is much lower as a retailer is getting most of his item in bulk. So cost per product to be transported or shipped will be very less, and there is no cost in sending the product to the customer, as the customer is going to the retail shop, ordering, getting it, and moving off. Okay, so there is no transportation cost beyond the retailer's place. Okay, then very good response times can be achieved with this system because of local storage. So as and when you go is having with him, he'll just give it to you. Or he will say that okay, it's in my godown. So he'll send someone to pick it up and give it to you. So it may take 10 minutes, 15 minutes. As and when you order, you will get your product. So the very good response times are there. Okay. Then just a second. It is loading. Yeah. Performance characteristics. If you see what all performance characteristics are there, inventory higher than all other options because he has to keep in bulk. Then transportation lower than all other options because there is no transportation cost for retailers. Only less transportation cost from distributor to the retailer. Only that is there. Okay, why? Higher than other options here, facilities and handling higher than other options. The increase in handling cost at the pickup site can be significant for online and phone orders. Only higher why they are telling is many products have to be kept at the place of retail. Okay, like he has to keep different kinds of food grains in a grocery store. Example, if you see, many things are available. Okay, so like rice is there, wheat is there, jawar is there, then masala products are there separately or mixed in their normal form or in crust format. So many things are available. Hundreds of things are available. So for that to keep, he'll be having. He has to have a higher cost. That's all. Then information, some investment in infrastructure required for online and phone orders. If you are taking online and phone orders, you need to have the online stores like online websites also to take order, or you need to have a dedicated phone to take orders. Okay, or in a normal situation, a person goes, gives his list, packs all his things, pays, and comes back. Okay, if the online or the phone orders are not available with that particular retailer. Then service factors, response time, same day or even immediate pickup possible for items stored locally at pickup site. Then product variety, lower than all other options. Okay, because he will be giving very less. He has to keep more number of products. So product variety will be very less. Then product availability, more expensive to provide than all other options. Okay, because less of variety, product availability, you will not be keeping too much. You cannot ask around 200 number of soaps to a retail shop. He might be having some 30, 40 or 50. He might not give you more than that. So he has to order and give, or he will tell you to buy in some other place or come other time. Okay, so he places order to his distributor, then gets it, then gives it to you. Then product availability, more expensive to provide than all other options because of again more products to be kept at his place. Then customer experience related to whether shopping is viewed as a positive or negative experience by the customer. In the sense, it is, you have to say it is high only because as and when you are ordering, you are getting it. Otherwise, if he says no, only at that time the experience will be less because you have to wait for the person to get the product for you, or you have to go to a different shop to get it. That is the only thing. Then time to market, highest among distribution options because from different people he has to gather more of the products in one place. So time to market would be higher. So if you compare all the products that is available, if only one product, it is lower. Okay. Then order visibility, trivial for in-store order. So there is nothing to like track order or anything. So you are going, you are ordering, you are getting and going off. So there is nothing for order visibility or nothing to track them. So returnability easier than other options. You have bought it there, you are going there and you are replacing it, or you are returning it back. If return option is available with the retailer. Okay. Then comparative performance of all the delivery network designs. So here if you see at the bottom key, what is the key? 1 responds to the strongest performance and 6 the weakest performance. So response time, so all the things are given here: retail store with consumer pickup, manufacturer storage with direct shipping, manufacturer storage with in-transit merge, distributor storage with package carry delivery, distributor storage with last minute delivery, and manufacturer storage with pickup. I told 6 are there, so you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6, and different things are given to you here. Okay, different things are given, like response time is higher for retail store with customer pickup. Okay, because he is going there, placing the order, getting it there, so response time is higher. So if you see, 1 corresponds to the strongest performance, so the performance is very high in response time for retail with customer pickup. Okay, so similarly there are many ones and ones you can see here. So product variety is high, at the highest if the manufacturer is storage giving you. Okay, he is storing and he is giving direct shipping. Okay, I told you because any configuration, whatever is available with him, can be taken by the customers directly. So it is the strongest here. Then weakest, if you see, there is 6. So where it is on order visibility, where manufacturer storage with pickup. Okay, because most of visibility will not be there. So he has to, the person has to call the pickup. He'll just say it has not arrived or it has arrived. So he will not be able to tell you whether where it is. So it is being already in transit from the customers, from the manufacturer's place or the distributor's place. He'll not be knowing. He'll say it has not been arrived. Just okay. So order visibility is lowest. Then there are some fives you can see here. So customer experience again is less because he will not be getting more of information. Okay, then anywhere other fives, there is a 6 here you can see. So facility and handling. Okay, handling, he will not be having many things or at various places. You have to go to the shop wherever the shop is situated. So that is where it is giving 6. Okay, there are other fives over here. You can see order visibility. Okay, is less, returnability it is less, and direct shipping because too much of transportation has to have because of the larger distances that are there from the manufacturer to the end user or the customer. Okay, then there are some twos and threes. Twos, you will see some twos. So product variety, product availability and customer experience is just next to maximum or the strongest. You can put it as strong. Okay, not strongest, we can put it as strong, where distributor storage with package carrier delivery, because you can have more variety there. The products can be easily available and the customer experience is also high because the other two are high here. Okay, then we can look at some trees. You can see here some trees are there. What are those? Product variety is in between. It is not less, it is not more. Where distributor storage with last minute delivery. As last minute delivery, I told you, it has to be present at various locations. Okay, the product variety could be medium. It cannot be very less or very high. It could be medium. So out of 6, we are giving 3. So similar to product availability. Again 3. You cannot ask for a large quantity. Okay, he might be having some quantity but not in large, because at many places he has to keep his products. Okay, so that is what is the comparative performance of delivery of different network designs. So based on the type of product, okay, the type of delivery system you are having, you can have any one of these or combination also. So majorly we are having these 6 different types. Okay, then comes performance of delivery networks for different product. So performance we are looking. So here if you see, +2 is very suitable, +1 somewhat suitable, 0 is neutral, -1 is somewhat not suitable, 2 is very much not suitable. Okay, so you can see +2, many +2s are there. High demand product, so retail person will be having in stock. So high demand, it moves very fast. So as and when you order, you are getting it. So there are some zeros, so something in neutral, where distributor storage with package carrier delivery. High product demand, I told you, somewhere in between I told. So it is not very high, not very low. So that's why in terms of suitability, it is in 0. 0 is neutral, you can see here at the bottom. 0 is neutral. So can we see any -2? Yeah, here -2 is there. So what is not suitable or very much unsuitable here? If you see, very low demand product and distributor storage with last minute delivery. So he will not keep much of the products which are slow moving. Okay, very slow demand. Okay, because last mile he will be having at many places. So he may have even one product or he may not have even the product also. So as and when you ask for it, he has to get it from the distributor, because it is a very slow moving product or rarely asked for. We will see some +1s. +1, here I am having medium demand product. Yes, if the demand is medium also, yes, it is suitable for retail storage. He will be keeping in very less quantity. He may not buy in bulk, but he might have some of the products with him, because the demand is medium and not high. So low demand product will not work with him. He will not keep a lot of things over there. We have seen -1 here. So from 0, we have seen some 0. We saw +1 and +2. We saw -1 and -2. So based on all these products, so what are those? High demand product, medium demand product, low demand product, very low demand product, many product sources, high product value, quick desired response, high product variety, and low customer effort. So low customer effort, you can see where +2, where directly it is being merged in transit, it is merged of all the orders of that particular customer and sent it to him in one single package. So we are saying that it is very suitable, where for low customer effort. So customer effort is very low here. Okay, so he's not doing anything. So the package, all the packages are brought in one place, made into one big order. Okay, one big package, then it is being directly delivered to the customer's place. Okay, that's how it is. So this is there. Then role of network design. This will be looking into in the next class. Okay, so we can stop here for today. So what all we did, I'll go back. So only 6 different kinds of things we saw. So which are those 6? Those 6 are, okay, manufacturer storage with direct shipping, manufacturer storage with different shipping and in-transit merge, distributor storage with package carrier delivery, distributor storage with last mile delivery, manufacturer bar distributor storage with customer pickup, retail storage with customer pickup. So the just remember the names. Okay, no need to remember anything else. You will understand. So manufacturer storage, the manufacturer is storing and is sending it directly to the customer. they are manufacturing storage, but in transit merge. So if many manufacturers are there who are providing the products, it is being taken to one place, made it into one package, and directly sent to the customer. Next, distributor storage with package carrier delivery. So here the distributor is having the storage with, there is a third party who is taking the package from the distributor's place to the end customer. So package carrier is there. Then distributor storage with last mile. So in the sense, distributor only is sending the package to the end user. Okay. Then manufacturer or distributor storage with customer pickup. So the customer is coming to one pickup point. He is picking from the pickup point where the distributor or the manufacturer is sending the product to the pickup point. Then retail storage with customer pickup. You are going to the retail store, you are asking for the product. If it is available, you are getting it then and there. Otherwise, if it is available in the retailer's godown, he will say wait for some time, or he will ask you to come tomorrow. But maximum time is tomorrow itself. He can ask you to come today evening also. Okay. Then he'll if he is getting anything from the godown, he will get this product of that what you have asked also with the product that he is getting here. Then he will deliver it to you. So just remember the name here. Then you should remember what these things. Okay, these are similar to all. What is response time, product variety, product availability, customer experience, time to market, order visibility, and returnability. So the name and these things will help you write more about the answer on this. So in the examination, they can ask you different products only. So in short, you need to explain all the six, or they can ask you only one or two or three. Okay, they can ask you, okay, explain manufacturer storage with direct shipping and distributor storage with package carrier delivery. So as and when you see this particular name, you should know what it is, and you should remember these six things, six, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven things. So you can write with respect to all these things for the type of delivery asked. Okay, so it is very easy if you remember these things. Okay, so we'll stop for today. Okay, we'll continue in the next class. Okay, students, thank you very much for attending. So I hope you have put your attendances as well. Okay.